I shot this Housatonic River striper fishing video on the 20th of April. In most years, the jerkbait bite is in full swing and the topwater bite is kicking in pretty good by then. But in the spring of 2022, everything seems to be happening a little later than normal. On the 20th, it was still jig and plastic time, although later in the day, I did get on a jerkbait bite. I'm fishing the swing bite, casting across the current and letting that current sweep the lure downriver. I'll give a bit of extra action with a rod tip twitch or two every now and then, while reeling just fast enough to keep the bait at the depth I want it, but the current is the lure's primary motive force. I'm using a 5 3/4 inch ice shad Lunker City finesse fish rigged on a 3/8 ounce Lunker Grip finesse head. The light head combines with the rather large bait to make it easier to keep it fairly high in the water column, which seemed to be a key element in my presentation on this day. My color choice provides a bit of flash along with a natural pearly white belly color, and at least it seemed to me to be triggering more strikes than a solid pearl white lure. Boat control and adjusting my position to accommodate for the change in conditions as the wind shifts and the tide drops are important aspects in successful striper fishing. In this series of clips, I've got the boat sitting in an eddy that forms on the outgoing tide in the gully between a shallow flat and an even shallower point a couple hundred feet or so downstream. There is a current seam at the edge of the eddy, where the flow of the outgoing tide rolls past the fairly still water in the eddy. Presenting my lure within a few yards of that current seam is a key element in my presentation. In the first couple clips, you can see that the boat is pointing to the west, across the river, with the spot lock holding its nose into the breeze rather than into the current, as the wind is having more effect on the boat's position than the slow current of the eddy. As the day wore on, though, the gentle breeze from the west got stronger, then shifted to a strong blow from the north-northwest. The boat turned in response to the change in wind direction, and I had to adjust my presentation accordingly. I noted that as the current got stronger, I had to cast farther upstream in order for the lure to reach the fish before it blew past them. And I caught my biggest fish fishing on the eddy side of the current, closer to the boat.